In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to set up a business letter. Right now, you're looking at a business letter and what it may look like. You have two sets of addresses at the top. You have the return address, then you have the date, then you have the address, the inside address of the person that you're sending the letter to. You have the salutation, then you have the body of the business letter, which is your paragraphs. You have your closing, and then you have your type name. And then sometimes at the bottom you may see the word enclosure. And that word is added if anything else is inside the envelope besides the letter. Alright, so starting from scratch, I'm going to go to File, New, or open up Microsoft Word. There's four things that you need to do before you even start typing a business letter. One of the most important things is you need to always make sure you click no spacing. After you click no spacing, come over here to your font size and change it to a 12-point font. And we usually always type in Times New Roman. The fourth thing and final thing before you need to start typing is set your top margin. Top margins would be the top white space that it will not allow you to type in. The reason why we need to change our margins is because most businesses have letterhead stationaries, which means that's a pre-printed blank paper with their company's name and logo and address at the top of their page. So we need to allow room for that. So to set your top margin for 2 inches, you go to Page Layout, click Margins. The first time you set your margins, you may need to go to Custom Margins, but after you set it one time, then it usually stays up here where it says Last Custom Settings. This is what we need to set our margins at. We have the top at 2 and everything else stays at 1. To set these for the first time, you go to Custom Margins and then change your top margin to 2. Notice that the preview, it is going down, and then you click OK. Once I clicked OK, you're going to notice that now my gray shaded area at the top of my ruler is 2 inches. So this will not allow me to type in this area right here. We click Home, and we're ready to start typing our business letter. Let me flip back to the other business letter that's already been typed. And once you type it all out, it's going to look something like this. You notice my 2-inch top margin, Times New Roman 12, and no spacing. Now for the spacing in your business letter. This symbol right here at the top is called the Show Hide feature. If you turn these on, it will give these symbols on the screen that will allow you to count your blank lines. It will also give you a symbol in between each word that tells you how many times you hit the space bar. So for example, whenever you end a sentence, you should see 2 spaces, because after you hit period, you should hit the space bar twice to separate your sentences. With the symbols on, starting from the top, you always want 3 symbols after the date. This is called a quadruple section. Anytime after the date, we always want to have a quadruple section, so we need 3 blank lines here. If it looks like this, that would be an incorrect format of a business letter because it's too close to the date. So they'd like to separate it a little bit. So we need 3 symbols there. Then we go to our inside address. And then to separate our inside address from our salutation, we need to do a double space, which means there's 1 blank line before and after the salutation. When you get to the paragraphs, a lot of you may be used to tabbing in your paragraphs, but this is a block style business letter, so we will keep everything over to the left hand side. Whenever you end your paragraph, you need to double space and leave a blank line to separate each paragraph. A business letter needs to always have at least 3 paragraphs, if not more. Whenever you end your letter, you need to make sure you double space and then you end it with the word sincerely. That is your closing. And then after sincerely, we're going to have a quadruple space, which means you hit enter 4 times. So if I hit enter 4 times, it leaves me with 3 blank lines. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I start typing my name on the fourth enter. If there's something enclosed inside the envelope, then you would add the word at the bottom, enclosure. You would leave one blank line to separate your name and the word enclosure. When you go to print, you would sign your name in this section right here in cursive with blue or black ink, because that is the professional color that the business world would use. So hopefully after this tutorial you will now know how to correctly type a block style business letter.